And welcome to Upon Further Review. I'm Josh Aubrey. Plenty to get to in this week's show as we preview some upcoming games for Friday and Saturday. The Georgia Southern Eagles coming off their 27-26 nail-biter against the Campbell Camels, getting set to go up a big step in competition from FCS to a pretty good team in FBS as Florida Atlantic will come to call. 3:30 kickoff at Paulson Stadium on ESPN, so the Eagles are going to have to try to shore up some issues that they had this past Saturday and hopefully get some players back that didn't play on Saturday as well. As for our area high school teams, big news for the Statesboro Blue Devils is they are finally be able to open the season coming up Friday on the road at Swainsboro. We had a chance to talk with assistant coach David Neesmith as they get set to open up the season on the road. Elsewhere, the Southeast Bulloch Yellow Jackets will hear from Barrett Davis as the Jackets getting set to travel to Telfair, looking to improve to 3-0 on the season. Bulloch Academy will hear from Coach Pennington and some of his players as well. All that and more coming up on Upon Further Review. And a reminder before we go to break, hopefully you'll never be in an accident, but if so, please give our friends at the Sullivan Law Firm a call, 912-489-8888. or online at thesullivanlawfirm.com.
The Medical Center Pharmacy on Grenade Street is proud to be your Health Mart pharmacy in Statesboro. The Medical Center Pharmacy, locally owned and serving this community for 50 years, is open 364 days a year. The pharmacists at Medical Center know there's nothing more important than your family's well-being. That's why they take the time to know their customers, explain their medications, and answer any questions. The Medical Center Pharmacy, your Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Well, the good news for the Georgia Southern Eagles, they're 1-0 on the season. The bad news is they will not be able to play the way they did this past Saturday against this week's opponent and pick up a victory. Florida Atlantic comes in. They had a very good season last year. They did lose their head coach, but returned quite a few of the players that helped them go to a bowl game last season. We'll hear from head coach Chad Lunsford and some of the players right now.
We definitely didn't play Georgia Southern football as far as on the defensive end because we don't believe in giving up as much points as we did. In areas of improvement, I think it's a lot of areas of improvement right now that we all need to work on. But one major improvement, I think we might need to key in on tackling and as well as being crisp on our sounds, on our alignments, and also our coverages on the back end. I think our biggest thing we need to work with is consistency. Sometimes we come out and we're flying and we're hitting on all cylinders, and then another game, and then it's people marching down our throats on the first drive. So as a defense, we know it's a problem, and it's something we're definitely trying to work on because Coach Sloan reiterates it every day. Consistency. We have to be dogs, and we have to always be dogs. That no matter what game it is. So it's definitely an issue, and it's definitely something we're working towards improving.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a dogfight. Nobody that we play is going to be an easy game. It's always going to be a dogfight. So we know, going from Campbell to FAU is definitely going to be a big step up, because those guys, they were pretty good last year, especially on the defense side of the ball. So we know we have our work cut out for us this week. Finally being able to, hit an opponent outside of ourselves, the offensive defense, it was good to just have a game atmosphere. Obviously, it wasn't like the Paulson that we know, but it had a crowd out there and just have an actual game day. It was just amazing because obviously we know the season was up in the air. So it was just good to be able to have a game day and actually hit somebody else for a change.
Our guys They are disappointed. Our guys feel like they should have played better, maybe a little bit, on that feeling of, man, we could have played a lot better and did not. And, so the important thing is we got the W. The next important thing is we got a lot of things to obviously learn from as a staff and as a group of guys. And, we're going to be able to carry over some of this stuff. We spent a lot of time on the film yesterday to try to grow our football team. And, so looking forward to doing that this week, looking forward to playing Florida Atlantic here at Paulson again. And just to, want to make sure we give a shout out to Eagle Nation for coming out last week. Man, I thought the stadium was awesome, especially with the policies that were put in place. But you definitely could feel that energy, and we're looking forward to put on a better performance for them this week. So, I think we've got obviously we're very inexperienced in the secondary, not being able to have Kendrick Duncan and, the corners that we initially thought would be starting. I think we got to be very mindful of what our guys can do after watching that film, making sure that our secondary feels very comfortable back there to be able to get their checks and be able to make sure that they're in the right place, right time, stay on top of everything. So I know we got to focus on that, especially defensively. As far as offense goes, I think the self-inflicted wounds, we got to make sure that we eliminate that. I do think that we started to see a good chemistry out there. If you watch the way Shy Wirtz played, that guy played like he's been practicing. Same thing with J.D. King. He played like he'd been practicing. I also saw big improvement from the offensive line. Going into that game, we knew who we had. Obviously, it was probably about a week. We probably had a week's worth of knowledge of it. We obviously didn't have a month like you normally do with preseason camp and all that kind of stuff. But we were able to, move forward with a week's notice on who we were playing last week. With how things are and how things go, I mean, it could be Friday. I mean, it could be Saturday morning. If somebody wakes up with symptoms on Saturday morning, if we don't have the ability to test them, then they're going to be out until we get a test result. For us, it's like playing a first game again, because obviously it is their first game. Campbell, we had the great thing about Campbell is we did have all last year's film. The coaching staff was very consistent. Personnel was very consistent. So it was a little bit easier to make a little bit, better game plan. FAU's a little bit interesting in that, you got a brand new coaching staff. Coach Taggart's an offensive guy, but he also has two co-offensive coordinators. So you got to look at the background of all three, and until you know who's really calling the plays, it's kind of hard to say what they're exactly going to do. So it's like going into a first game again. So I think we're going to have to be a little bit basic. We're going to have to make sure that we have our guys prepared and not make sure we're not chasing too many ghosts, and make sure we're able to execute what we want to do on defense. Defensively, again, new defensive coordinator. He's also been a head coach. He's predominantly run an odd defense, 3-4. We'll get into some 4-down defensive fronts in third down situations. So, we can only work off what the evidence is. But again, it'll be going into a first game again. The thing I do like about this game is at least we got our first one under our belt, and now we can go out and try to be better than we were last week. And hopefully maybe FAU, because man, what a good football team. 11 wins last year, 3 losses. They got talent. They're definitely a big time opponent for us. But hopefully maybe they got a little bit of first game issues, and because it would definitely help us if they did.
And that game kicking off at 3:30, and it will be on ESPN, the regular ESPN, the big flagship station. So make sure you get a chance to see that if you're not fortunate enough to get out there for the game. 3:30 kickoff. It was originally scheduled for 4, but has been moved for television. All right, stay with us. Coming up next, we'll preview some area high school football.
My Queensboro banker is Cheryl Quick.
Blanchard Equipment Company has 16 locations.
Queensboro has homegrown values just like us.
They get heavily involved in every community.
And that means strong customer service.
They've been around a long time, just like John Deere.
When you run across the bank like that, you stick with them.
I sure would like to own one of these John Deeres.
Well, we can sure make that happen.
Oh, well.
Queensboro is your community bank. Queensboro National Bank and Trust.
The folks at the Georgia Southern University store want all Eagle fans to know the Statesboro campus of the University store will be open Saturday, September 12th from 11 a.m. until 3:30 p.m. and Saturday, September 19th from 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. Both Paulson Stadium stores will be open for window and counter service with a selection of Georgia Southern apparel from the time the gates open until the end of halftime. Web orders from the full selection of Georgia Southern apparel, hats, gifts, and tailgating items may be ordered for free pickup at Paulson Stadium at the home side store during game day hours. Web orders must be placed by 1 p.m. on Friday for each of the first 2 home games. So don't forget, for all your game day and Georgia Southern needs, shop the University store on the Georgia Southern campus. Well, the Statesboro Blue Devils, it's been an up and down season for them. Even though they haven't played a game, they had to cancel their season opener against Wayne County that was scheduled for 2 weeks ago. They lost their head coach, Jeff Kaiser, due to some health issues. Who will hopefully be back pretty soon, but right now they're going with the assistant coaching staff, which includes 3 former assistant coaches, one of them being David Neesmith, who was at one time head coach at Portal. We had a chance to talk with him and some of the players about the big matchup coming up on Friday at Swainsboro.
Josh, they've really been very good handling this. They've showed a lot of maturity, and they've done very good up to this point. They were disappointed when we lost, weren't able to play the Wayne County game, but certainly, Coach going into the hospital at that time, that was on their mind, losing that game. So to get to this point, they're excited, but there's a little apprehension there you can sense just for the fact that, okay, are we really going to get this game in? So hopefully, good Lord willing, we're going to go ahead and get this thing in Friday night. You know, when you just keep banging and banging and banging on each other, it gets monotonous, and they're ready to hit somebody else, just like we're ready. I told them yesterday, there's no more, not one person in here more ready to watch them play Friday night and to hit somebody and get out there and get after somebody else. They've got some great talent on that team. The running back rushed for over 1,000 yards last year. They've got the 2 kids that are committed, the Sebrog twins that are committed to North Carolina State. They're 6'3", 6'2", 6'3", 210, 15 pounds. They play wide out, tight end, and they also play defensive end and some linebacker on defense. So they've got some great talent over there. They're a little young up front, offensive line wise, and hopefully we'll be able to take advantage of that. Defensively, they lost 5 to 6 starters from last year. But this is a team that went 8-4 last year and went to the second round of the playoffs. So they know how to win. Coach Roberts does a great job with them over there, and we're going to line up and go hit them Friday night.
The coaches try to emphasize that we only can control what we can control. So, like, even though everything happened with the corona and, like, some of our teammates getting sick and Coach Kaiser getting sick, they just tell us we just got to, like, just keep going. Like, we can't let it get us too down. Like, everything's a little bit different now, but as long as we get to play, I feel like it's all going to be all right as long as we get to play. So the whole team is ready. Nobody on the team could really wait for the chance to actually get and actually go and compete against somebody else other than ourselves.
I mean, as seniors, you always go through your head like, oh, football season is canceled. But once we got the word that we're playing Swainsboro on Friday, then just got back to work and got everybody straight, and we just came in every day getting ready to get better. Oh, we just faced a lot of adversity through the offseason, but just ready to strap it up Friday. At practice, we just been rotating our 2s and 3s in because, like our coaches say, that somebody could get quarantined or somebody could go out, and it's just next man up, getting ready to do his job.
And stay with us. Coming up next, we'll head over to Brooklet and hear from Southeast Bulloch coach Barrett Davis, some of his players. Family Internal Medicine Associates of Statesboro, providing primary care for Statesboro area patients since 1998, providing complete physicals, complete sports physicals, Medicare wellness exams, full diabetes treatment, and education from lifestyle changes to oral medications to insulin pump therapy, in-house dermatology, in-house circulation tests and ultrasounds, and in-house labs. Featuring nurse practitioner Melissa Beasley, Family Internal Medicine of Statesboro can accommodate same-day or next-day appointments to serve your needs. Family Internal Medicine Associates of Statesboro, where we care.
A sports injury can stop you in your tracks. At Optum Orthopedics, our specialized physicians and staff use advanced orthopedic procedures with one specific goal in mind: to get you back to you. If you have a sports injury, request an evaluation. Experience the Optum difference.
Our Southeast Bulloch segment is brought to you by Scott's Floor Covering, passionate to floor you for all your installation needs with over 30 years of experience. Please call Joel Scott at 912-536-2107 or email scottsfloorcovering@yahoo.com for a free quote today. Well, the Southeast Bulloch Yellow Jackets coming off a big 28-7 victory on the road at Brantley County, looking to move to 3-0 this week as they hit the road for Telfair County and McRae. We had a chance to talk with Coach Barrett Davis and some of his players about the matchup.
Well, I feel like our kids are getting better week to week so far, and I feel like we are doing the little things better, and we've learned how to fight through adversity and play on the road in a tough environment. And we've got to go on the road again this Friday to Telfair, but I feel like our kids have responded well, and we're getting better up front, and we're getting to develop that depth a little bit more on the offensive and defensive lines. But we'll be able to open our full playbook and stuff and just kind of do different things on defense and offense this week, trying to figure out what we're best at. So we had 4 different guys. We had 4 rushing touchdowns Friday and 275 yards rushing. I think we passed for around 70 yards. But it's good where teams are not able to key in on one player or zone in and say, hey, this is their guy. They've got to account for multiple guys in the backfield now. So that's just things we've had running backs from true freshmen kind of that have stepped in Friday night and rushed for almost 60 yards all the way up to seniors who have been doing it for a couple of years now. So it feels good to be able to have guys that you can sub in and out without having that drop off.
You got another game coming up on the road. You go to McRae to take on Telfair. What do you expect out of them?
They've always got some big linemen, 1 or 2 good-sized skilled kids. They're gonna play hard. I know it's their senior night as well, as their coach told me. So we've got to go on the road an hour and a half, hour 45 to get there on a bus, and it's going to be a game we've got to come out. We can't come out flat, kind of like we did this past Friday. So we've got to be able to line up and do different things and be able to execute for a full game. So we've got to clean up a lot of the penalties that we had last Friday in the first game, and if we can do that, it will be. I'm still eager to see where our team can go, and once we clean those things up. But I'm excited. Our kids are excited, and I think they have a good chance to go on and compete on Friday.
We're feeling pretty good. We're getting better each week. I see a lot of the strengths in the upcoming offensive line and defensive line. We got a lot of young players coming in and rotating for the first time, so I feel pretty good about the upcoming years. We ain't got to depend all on one player. We can always go to somebody else if somebody gets hurt. I watched film, and I seen that they're pretty big up front. I believe we can all do good if we just stick to our blocks and be hard and physical every play.
Well, I feel like we're doing good, and we're doing good because, unlike last year, we played more like a team this year and, more as a unit and stuff like that. We have, how can I say this? We have, more players, that were from last year. They're filling in spots and stuff like that. And, we actually, know what we're doing. We have a lot of skilled players really, and if one person get hurt, we have somebody else to fill in to his spot, and it's like really mainly younger guys that's filling in too. So yeah, I watch film and they're a pretty decent team. I feel like we could, if we continue what we're doing and play as a team, we should win.
At Badcock, no credit refused isn't just an offer, it's a way of business and has been for over 100 years. No banks, no ridiculous credit requirements, just local Badcock store owners who treat you right and give you credit when others won't. It's never been easier to express your style and love your home.
Friday night lights to early morning deer stands, Anderson's General Store in Statesboro is your tailgating and hunting headquarters. Boots from Ariat, Georgia Boot, Irish Setter, Wolverine, and more, we have a pair for you. Check out our Costa and Ray-Ban sunglasses. And apparel from Columbia, Carhartt, and Drake. Dove, ducks, deer, we have all your hunting needs. And tailgate with a Big Green Egg or Traeger grill. Pack in the flavor with delicious sauces and rubs. Anderson's General Store, a general store, and so much more.
Ready for fall? Us too at RJ Pope. Get ready to cheer on your favorite team in a new performance polo from Peter Millar, Southern Tide and AFCO. Ladies, we have the best brands and trending fashions. Complete your look with one of our best-selling shoe brands, Soft, On Cloud, and Free People. Shop these brands and so much more at one of our 3 locations, RJ Pope Buckhead, Downtown, and Vidalia.
Well, the Bulloch Academy Gators looking to rebound from their loss on the road at Calvary as they are set to take on Tift Area. We had a chance to talk with Coach Steve Pennington and some of the players about the matchup.
We hung around enough to where we tied it up, and really tied late in the second quarter, and then gave up a big play, which they have the potential to do that. And that stung, and we had an opportunity to maybe put 3 points on the board right before halftime, and again, a few more of the mistakes there in that regard. So we shot ourselves in the foot, but that is also, don't take anything away from Calvary. They are a very, very explosive, physical team, experienced team. And then to come back in the second half and then give up a kickoff return after the big play we gave up late in the second quarter. It just took a little starch out of us a little bit, and the ball did get rolling downhill for them, and it was a fast train to stop.
Get a chance to rebound this Friday at home against a team that many of these guys are pretty familiar with Tift Area, who's a pretty good team for the GISA.
You're right about being familiar with them. I believe we lost to them in the playoffs last year in a monsoon rain, and it was a very close ball game. I believe they had that quarterback back, and I understand he throws the ball very well, and their receivers. But it does even level the field a little bit playing another school from our association. And our numbers are about the same. We'll end up playing about the same number of people on both sides of the ball. So, but at the same time, they're coming off a victory. We're coming off a hard-fought defeat. And the good thing is we're playing at home. So it's an opportunity for us to rebound, prove our worth, and prove we here belong, and prove that we're getting better.
We didn't execute plays well. We need to fix that this week and do better. We just need to tackle better and figure out some coverages on zone. I'm ready for the game because last year they beat us on the last-second field goal, and I think we should have beat them, so I'm ready.
I feel like we definitely had a lot of mistakes, and this week is definitely going to be cleaning up our mistakes, and we haven't shown our full potential yet, and I think we still have that to prove. So I think this is kind of what we needed to show us what we can improve on. So I think we're going to use it as a building point. I think we're definitely excited. I feel like we got stuff to prove, and we're just going to bounce back this week.
As for the Portal Panthers, they'll be on the road at Wheeler County coming up Friday at 7:30. Before we go, some area softball this week. Let's send you out for some of the highlights. And that'll wrap it up for this week's show. We thank you for joining us. Hope to see you again next week.